is my ticket number for my Cricut issues, 2846474. This is the serial number on the back. Okay. I'm going to power it on. And I'm going to use these two diagrams for my sample cut for this video. These are the same cuts that I used while I was on the phone with you a few days ago. So I know my Cricut can cut these because I have cut them before for my little sister. I'm just making her a cup instead of a shirt. And so I have a plain piece of paper. Here's my ticket number again. Here's my Cricut. I'm gonna click make it. Gets to this screen. It'd be easier if I change the color so you can see it. Let's just do blue. So you can see there's some lines in the center, which I guess could be intricate. But again, I have cut this before. I uploaded pictures of some of the cuts that didn't work out. I'm going to just pretend it's blue for the time being. Okay, I'm going to use copy paper. Done. Here's my ticket number still. And okay, while I was on the phone with you, I used default settings, but I'm going to use less because I want you to see that even with less pressure, this issue is still happening, which is quite frustrating at this point. And I do not think it's my blade. I believe it's this part of the machine that pulls it up and down that is messed up because it keeps dragging the blade along my material after it stops. So, there we go. I'm going to load it now. Loaded. Loaded. Okay, I'm gonna just pull it forward a little more. And everything's set. There it goes. It's beginning. Hello. So I uploaded some photographs to the email as well. Those are photographs of my test cuts while I was on the phone with you. You'll see that it only got so far, and at one point it just kind of cut through my mat. It cut very deep into my mat, and it was on default. So I have a feeling it's really not that. It's getting further than usual, and I'm hoping that's because I put less pressure, that maybe that's somewhat helping. But we'll see. Okay, so it says on here 100% done. Unload your mat. It finished the triangle, it finished this first block, and as it was finishing this second block right here, which seems a little bit less intricate than this, it stopped. And this is what it's been doing. Here's my ticket number again. So my power button, red and white, doesn't change. It's always doing that. And it's really hard to kind of zoom in right there because it's behind that bar. But the blade digs in and it just stays there, almost like it's stuck. But it doesn't make sense because I didn't touch it. It was cutting its own thing. If you can see back here, it made these cuts. And it just won't do anything. And I also noticed that on my screen, I can click dismiss, but there's no instructions on how to fix it. I can click cancel. I can click reload. Okay, I reload it and goes back here. It's taking a while. And now it's like a whole nother screen. So that's confusing in itself. But that's not really my issue. My issue is that this keeps blinking. This keeps dragging. It's not being lifted up. And I don't understand how on less pressure it can get stuck in my mat. It's on copy paper, less pressure. This shouldn't really be a problem. But it's happening on copy paper. It's happening on vinyl. It's happening on iron-on, glitter, and regular. Like, every single material I've tried, even cardstock, it's not working. I've tried changing the pressure settings. I've tried changing which material I'm using. It's just not working. And the only way I can get it to let go of my mat is by turning it off, turning it back on. But it's going to drag a line through my mat because it's so far down. It never goes back up. It just stays there, and it has little lines on my machine as well. But if you look on here, this line where it stopped, it followed this line all the way up, and it cut my mat right here. I can feel the indent. I mean, this is a lot better than it was before. Looks a little funny because it's on copy paper, but at least that got cut out when I used less pressure. But it didn't even get to the words. And if you rewind the video, it did say 100% on design space, okay? But it's not working. You know, and I can pull this paper up right here, and look. It cut that straight through. It's supposed to be like this, you know? And so, yeah, I can take this piece off. But it's not supposed to have that line right there. It's supposed to be one solid piece like this. Okay? And this, you know, I turned it off, turned it back on so that I could re-get this mat out. And it still hasn't lifted itself. It's still there. It doesn't reset itself, and it's really frustrating. So I don't think it's the blade. I think it's whatever this is, because it is just not doing its thing. I'm trying to see if there's any marks down here. I mean, it's a little dirty, but there's not necessarily any marks, but I'm fairly certain that it isn't supposed to be in this position all the time. I'm pretty sure the blade isn't supposed to just be down there. I'm gonna try to turn it off again, close it. Let's see if maybe reopening it. Nope. Nope. Let me show you one other thing. I could probably just go like this, to be honest. My projects. 1 second. Honestly, I can just do something as simple as a circle. Okay. And sure, it'll cut the circle. But since that is not pulling itself back up after I've tried to turn it off many times, this circle is gonna have a line. Where is, okay, we'll just put it like right here. My mat is gonna get a line in it right now. But I'm purely doing this as demonstration because it's so frustrating. Copy. I'll leave it on default, whatever. Okay. It can't load my mat because my blade is in the way. It's not supposed to be that low. It's stuck. I don't know how else to show this. It is stuck because this little gadget right here is not pulling it back up. See, now I pulled it up and it flipped my mat back out, but it's not holding itself up. So when I unload, sure, it unloads, but you see right here, fucked up. Oh, I'm so sorry about my language. I messed up my mat because this is so low and I don't know how to get this piece back up. Like, it's not working. And if I hold it up, like, sure, maybe that'll work. Okay, but it goes back down. It's going to just continue to drag. When I start this, it's going to drag along my whole mat. Watch. It's cutting lines in it already. Look, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna pause it. Pause. Okay. And I'm going to... Actually, I'm just gonna let it go so you can see. Alright, it's making this circle. Whoop-de-doo. And let's unload it and let's see the damage. So, because it is still down like that, we got these huge lines. Huge lines in the middle of my paper. And sure, yeah, I cut a circle, but, excuse me, what is this? Why is this here? Why is this cut all the way through? Like, this is not supposed to happen. And if you notice, on default, it was on default, it cuts super deep into my mat. Like, I'm not sure why or how to fix this. But if you look at this huge line it made. And so I just really need to figure out how to fix this because this is not okay. This has not happened at all and it's really frustrating. So please somehow either send me a new machine, figure out how to refix this piece for me. I just need something. Thank you.